Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syafiq Aiman bin Suzaha. My number metric AA19001. I'm from section 7. My question is analyze the communication between the lead supervision, same case, and the new supervision in section A, Power Banks. What did Sam do wrong? The answer is communication involves the transfer of meaning. If no information or ideas have been conveyed, communication has not taken place. The speaker who is not heard or the writer who is not read does not communicate. However, for communication to be successful, the meanings must not only be imparted but also understood. Therefore, communication is the transfer and understanding of meaning. Refer to case study above. Sam Case and Powerbank both work at Ozas Corporation and Sam is the lead supervision for both Section A and B, and Pow is the new supervision for Section A. To get both of their job done, there's two men have to connect on a regular basis. When there is a problem, Sam has to figure out how to deal with the situation. In the case, Sam asks his Section A supervision Pau to take care of the problem in his section. In order to be the supervision under him know what need to happen, Sam must communicate precisely what he want done in the problem section. Sam should have been more specific on what need to happen to get the work done, where if it is preventive maintenance. Sam should shift, replace and put in a new unit in. If Sam does not be specific, then the supervision in that section would have to wish like her did to fix the problem. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Khairul Anwar bin Abdul Rahim. My matric number is AA190157 and I'm from section 7. Okay, for my parts, I have to analyze from the conversation in study case 2, and I will continue for the analyze from my partner who is Shafiq Aiman bin Suzaha. Okay, for the first question, analyze the communication between the lead supervisor, Sam Case, and the new supervisor in section A, who is Paul Banks. What did Sam do wrong? Okay, from the conversation, I have analyzed that the problem with the conversation was the Sam assumed that Paul Banks was on the same page as he was in regards to the problem with the section A production line. Sam wanted Paul to correct the problem without disrupting the current work flow in order for productivity number to be up, but Sam never relayed this message to Paul. The only thing Sam mentioned was that he wanted Sam to find the problem and get rid of it, but he was not specific on how to complete this task. Paul was not incorrect in the approach he took because he was not given precise and more specific instruction what need to be done for Sam. Okay, I think that's all from my part from to analyze from the conversation that happened in the study case 2. Okay, for the next one I will continue and I will pass to my partner to continue for their parts, and I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Shazwan Aslan. My metric number is AA190932. Okay, today I will answer the question about the case study 2 number 2. Okay, the question is, how could the problem have been prevented? In your answer, discuss the requirements for active listening. Okay, the answer is, the problem could be prevented if Sam told him that what he must do clearly, because Paul is a new supervisor at the session A and maybe not have enough experience at the first place. Other than that, if Paul get a new automatic control unit, it at least won't have a problem with it for at least 6 months. If Paul do so, his session will not get the problem and Sam will not mad at him. This is why all the workers must acquire the one of the most important skill in the job, that is listening. This is where Paul have to make a conscious effort to hear not only the words that Sam is saying, but more importantly, the complete message being communicated. In order to do this, you must pay attention to the other person very carefully. You cannot allow yourself to become distracted by whatever else may be going on around you, or by forming counter arguments while the other person is still speaking. Okay, that's it for me. I will pass to the next person, is Hafiq. Thank you.
Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Afiq bin Muhammad Hairi. I will answer the continuous of question number 2, which is requirement for active listening. Okay, firstly, Paul had to make eye contact with Sam, give him direction. Most people mishear instruction when they do not focus on the given. If Paul were like most people, Sam should probably show his behavior as solitary or uninteractive. Okay, secondly, Paul also need to ask Sam a question that show that Paul want to better understand the instruction given. It also convinces Sam that Paul is seriously about doing the task given. And thirdly, Paul had to avoid or harass Sam as he gives instruction. Let him finish his instruction before Paul try to respond. Okay, and lastly, Paul and Sam need to make a smooth transition between them. It add compatibility between Paul and Sam so that the problem encountered can be solved easily.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Muhammad Arif bin Wan Kamaluddin. Metric number AA191965. Okay, for case study number 3, my answer. The barriers to effective communication are languages difference, lack of feedback, role requirement, poor choice of information medium, emotions, lack of honest differences, perception, and poor listening habits. Sam and Paul should learn from this experience by using active listening and effective communication to get the solution together to think the best course of action to fixing any problem. By using active listening and effective communication, both of them can make the production run smoother, and they can be the best communicators and be more effective supervisors in OZAC cooperation.